When both sides start saying the same thing about someone, it hits different. Not because it's always true, but because it means the noise got loud enough to unite people who normally don't agree on anything. That's when it feels isolating. Family says it, friends hint at it, coworkers whisper it. Suddenly the story about who someone is gets passed around like it's confirmed fact. Here's the hard part. Sometimes that moment isn't proof something is wrong. Sometimes it's proof that a person stopped playing along. When someone quits laughing at disrespect, quits explaining every move, quits shrinking to keep peace, folks get uncomfortable. And uncomfortable people talk. It's easier to label someone difficult than admit boundaries changed. So when the crowd seems aligned, it doesn't always mean guilt. Sometimes it means growth made other people nervous. Toxic people don't always look wild or loud. Most of the time it's subtle. It's the friend who jokes a little too hard when others are around. The partner who brings up old mistakes during arguments just to win. The coworker who smiles in meetings but sends side messages stirring doubt. Those patterns build slowly. At first, there's confusion. Then there's self-doubt. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding. Maybe it's overreacting. That's how the trap works. The constant explaining, defending, clarifying, exhausting. And the wild part, the more effort put into defending a name, the more suspicious it looks. Silence feels risky, but over-talking feeds the drama. Eventually, the smartest move isn't louder words. It's fewer of them. Calm responses, short answers, no extra emotion to chew on. There's power in not reacting, not because it makes someone better than anyone else, but because chaos needs fuel. Drama needs a response. When insults land and nothing explodes back, people don't know what to do with that. Some push harder. Some try new angles. Some get louder. That's the test. Staying steady while someone else spirals is uncomfortable. Heart might race. Hands might shake, but the outside stays calm. No long text messages. No social media rants. No late night calls to defend a point. Just quiet. And that quiet messes with people more than yelling ever could. It forces them to sit with their own behavior instead of bouncing it off someone else's reaction. Social pressure is real. It creeps in through side comments. Everyone feels this way. Maybe look at the common denominator. That stuff gets inside the head, makes a person question reality. But here's the truth: groups bond over a shared target all the time. It keeps attention off their own issues. Projection is sneaky like that. Someone who lies will accuse another of being dishonest. Someone insecure will call another arrogant. It's easier to throw dirt than clean up your own mess. When multiple people repeat the same narrative, it can feel official. But repetition doesn't turn opinion into fact. It just makes it louder. And loud doesn't always mean right. At some point, explaining every decision becomes embarrassing. Not because there's something to hide, but because it turns into begging for approval. That's draining. Standing in front of people who already decided what they believe and trying to change their minds. Waste of breath. Real growth sometimes looks like letting them think what they want, letting rumors float, letting misunderstandings sit. It feels unfair. It feels unfinished. But chasing validation is a trap. Peace starts showing up when approval stops being the goal. Not everyone gets access to the full story. Not everyone deserves the backstory. Some folks only get the surface, and that's enough. There's also this thing that happens when someone stops being easy to control. Invitations slow down. Messages get dry. The energy shifts. Not because something terrible happened, but because compliance disappeared. People who benefited from constant availability don't clap when boundaries show up. They push back. They test limits. They act confused. What changed? They ask like it's some betrayal. What changed is tolerance. What changed is self-respect. And self-respect doesn't always look friendly. It looks like saying no without a 5-minute explanation. It looks like leaving early. It looks like not answering every call. That shift alone can make someone the villain in other people's stories. Staying calm while others lose control feels unnatural at first. There's an urge to match the energy. If someone raises their voice, the body wants to rise too. If someone throws accusations, the instinct is to defend hard. But calm doesn't mean weak. Calm means not handing over control. Watching someone unravel while keeping steady feels strange, almost cold. But it's strength. Not reacting to bait isn't about winning. It's about not playing. And once someone realizes the game isn't being played anymore, the behavior changes. Sometimes it gets worse before it fades. Sometimes it fades fast. Either way, composure keeps dignity intact. There's something freeing about letting life unfold without trying to fix every misunderstanding. Not every false story needs correction. Not every broken connection needs repair. Some relationships end because growth pulled things in different directions. That's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just quiet distance. People who were comfortable with the old version might not like the new one. That's fine. Growth isn't a group project. Trying to control how others see things leads to frustration. Letting it be what it is. That's lighter. Focus shifts from managing opinions to managing actions. Control what can actually be controlled. Behavior, choices, reactions. The rest will move how it moves. There's also a reality check here. Sometimes criticism isn't all wrong. Not every complaint is projection. It takes guts to look at patterns honestly. If multiple situations keep blowing up the same way, maybe something needs adjusting. Accountability doesn't mean accepting every label thrown around. It means checking behavior without shame. Growth isn't defensive, it's observant. The difference is this change because it makes sense, not because pressure demanded it. There's strength in admitting mistakes without letting people weaponize them. Own what's real. Ignore what's noise. That balance keeps someone grounded instead of reactive. In the end, settling the score isn't about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about living in a way that doesn't require constant defense. It's about walking into rooms without needing applause. It's about sleeping at night without replaying arguments. People will talk. Some will agree with each other. Some will turn stories into facts. None of that controls character unless allowed to. Calm consistency over time exposes truth better than any speech ever could. Let actions stack up. Let silence speak when it needs to. The ones meant to understand will. The rest can believe whatever helps them sleep. That's not surrender. That's peace earned the hard way. Here's another thing nobody likes admitting. Sometimes the moment everyone agrees about someone being different is the moment that person stopped being predictable. Predictable people are easy to handle, easy to read, easy to push. The second the pattern changes, less availability, fewer emotional reactions, no more people pleasing. The room gets uncomfortable. Suddenly there are meetings about attitude, side conversations about energy, quiet judgments about being distant. But what really happened? The old version was convenient. The new one isn't. And convenience is what most people call loyalty. When someone stops overextending, it exposes who was benefiting from that exhaustion. That's why backlash comes fast. It's not about being wrong. It's about no longer fitting the role everyone assigned. And once that role is rejected, some people would rather label the shift as strange than admit they preferred the weaker version. And let's be honest about control. A lot of conflict isn't about truth. It's about control slipping. When someone can't trigger the usual reaction anymore, it feels like losing leverage. No more long emotional texts. No more arguing for hours. No more desperate attempts to fix the mood in the room. Just steady behavior. That steadiness feels threatening to anyone used to pulling strings. So the tactics change. Guilt gets used. Silent treatment gets used. Reputation gets tested. The hope is that pressure will bring the old version back, but staying grounded through that pressure changes everything. Not in a loud, dramatic way, in a quiet, long-term way. Over time, people either adjust to the new boundaries or drift away. And if drifting happens, that's information, not tragedy. Not every connection is meant to survive growth. Sometimes losing the audience is the price of gaining self-control.